Hey everyone, today I'm working on a 2013 Chevy Cruze. This is one of the smallest vehicles I've worked on to date, but what it lacks in size it makes up for in dust. The owner of this vehicle lives on some country gravel roads, and if you have ever driven on gravel, you know that the dust from those roads finds its way into everything, including the upholstery. Just check out these tires and these door jambs of how much dust has appeared in them. This detail promises to be a good one. Make sure to stick around until the end to see just how this vehicle shines. Let's get into it. You can see from the before footage the vehicle is caked in a thick layer of dust. I'm starting out with a pre-rinse of the vehicle. Look at how much gravel dust is caked into these tires and inside the wells. It actually drips down onto the tire as I rinse it. One of the worst spots when you live on gravel is the trunk door. That dust works its way up onto the license plate and up into that trim, and it takes a lot of extra rinsing to get all of the dust out. The dust also works its way under the trunk door, so I opened it up here to give it a good rinse. But my camera placement skills still kind of suck, and boom! Yeah, I need to improve my camera work. Like I said, living on gravel roads, that dust gets everywhere. Here I'm rinsing off these door jambs. It's so much easier to use the pressure washer than to try to clean them afterwards. So I make sure I get all that caked on dust removed with this step. I work on these tires using a couple of different cleaners and a variety of brushes to get at every part of the tire to remove as much dirt, sand, and brake dust as I can. You can see that one of my tire brushes is brand new. I haven't even gotten around to removing the tag. Now that the tires are clean, I get to foam the entire vehicle. The foam cannon worked much better this time than my last detail. I added just a little more concentrate into the container and it made all the difference. I still have ordered a brand new updated foam cannon it'll probably take about a month for it to get in, but I can't wait for that thing to get in to get some really thick foam on these vehicles. Here I'm rinsing the vehicle off after a good wash with a microfiber mitt. I didn't get any footage of the iron remover or clay bar this week. There wasn't much contamination, so the footage wasn't very impressive, so I decided not to include it. Finally, here I'll use my microfiber drying towel and pull the car into the shop to use the air compressor to dry out the lines to prevent any streaking in the vehicle. The carpet in this vehicle wasn't much better quality than the Toyotas I've been working on. The vacuuming step, though, really did wonders for the vehicle. This owner also didn't have any pet hair. Yes, for the first time in quite a few vehicles, I haven't had to fight that. Just look at these before and after shots from the vacuuming step. What a difference. Now the seats in this vehicle really don't look very dirty. Well, looks can be deceiving. Like I said before, driving on gravel gets dust everywhere. These seats were no exception. I didn't realize just how much dust had worked its way into the seats until I saw the dirty water in the Bissell. You'll be shocked at how much dirt actually came out. And here's a shot of that dirty water that the Bissell pulled from these seats. I decided to take care of the frame and the trim on this seat while I had it up on the table. It's one less step of lifting for me. I also break out the steamer here because there was some dust that had found its way to the crevices in the seat. These floors weren't overly dirty, but I hit them with the extractor to really make sure they were clean. Under the driver's seat had a little surprise waiting. Yeah, you guessed it, the driver seemed to have spilled coffee. What is it with teenagers and coffee? These floor mats are getting the hose. Pressure washer hose, that is. It's so much easier than using the extractor. Now I will use the extractor after washing to pull out as much water as I can so these floor mats dry much faster. The trim was dirty from the dust coming up from that gravel road, but I made quick work of it with the APC brush. I also break out the steamer here and then wipe it down with the microfiber towel. And while I have a second, I'd like to remind you, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you like what you're seeing, go on down and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future content. And here's my favorite step, applying this 303 Aerospace Protectant to finalize the look and give it some great UV protection. I have it linked down in the description below. Order a bottle and try it. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. finishing touch here is cleaning the glass. Even these window interiors were coated in dust. And I give you a little reminder here to go on down and like this video so that the YouTube algorithm spreads this thing around to as many people as possible. Now I'm going to apply some paint protection. I've got Chemical Guy's Hydro Slick here. The process is pretty straightforward. I put 3 to 4 pea-sized drops on a microfiber applicator and apply with a crosshatch pattern. Then I'll follow it up with a microfiber towel. It's super easy and gives great hydrophobic properties to this exterior. And now the finishing touch. Here I'm applying some tire shine to this tire to give it that kind of wet, new look, and this vehicle will be complete. This vehicle turned out great. Granted, the driver will still be driving on gravel roads, but with the Hydro Slick application, it should be much easier for her to rinse off that dust. Well, that's assuming she keeps up her maintenance. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and until next time, keep it clean.